3 by my clock, this first Tuesday, January 2nd. Let's begin by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3 on the agenda is an invitation for a citizen to schedule time on the commission agenda for an item not listed. There will be a 5-minute time limit per person. Anyone wanting to speak during this agenda item must sign in prior to the start of the meeting. Any requested action items must be scheduled for a future meeting date. No one is signed in. Is anyone in the audience want to speak? Seeing none, let's move on to number 4, the approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda? Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Move approval.
Second.
Motion by Bartley, seconded by Krogman for approval of the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Item number 5 is the reorganization of the board. First up is the election of the chairperson for 2024. Does anyone have a motion for appointment that they would like to make?
I make a motion to elect Commissioner Jensen to chairperson for 2024.
I have a motion for appointment of Commissioner Jensen made by Commissioner Krogman,
I'll second that motion.
second by Commissioner Vanderwall for appointment of Commissioner Jensen to chair the board for 2024. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries, and the meeting is now yours, Commissioner Jensen.
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank Commissioner Krogman for his leadership in 2023. It's been a good year, and we'll start a new year. Item number B, appointment of a vice chair for 2024. Do I have a motion to appoint?
I'll make a motion to appoint Commissioner Vanderwall as co-chair, vice chair, 2024.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second for Commissioner Krogman, or Commissioner Vanderwall, the vice chair. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Congratulations, Mr. Vanderwall. Item number 6, consent agenda items, which includes the minutes, travel education requests, personal action notices, cellular authorizations, and a human services report. Have motion approved.
So moved.
Second. Have motion second. Any additions or corrections?
I did hand out an additional cellular authorization form this morning for David Erickson, who is going to be our new coroner. So that was handed out this morning.
Any other questions or comments? Call the roll, please.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item number 7, routine business. They have approval of the claims. They have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Any comments? Hearing none, call roll, please.
Bartley,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 7B, department head reports. Mr. Gustad, would you like to start?
Good morning.
Morning.
Not much new to report. Been snow and a little bit of ice we did have, but I think overall we responded fairly well. Aside from that, I don't really have much.
Any questions, comments? No? Thank you.
Thanks.
Sheriff.
Whoops, sorry. I don't have a lot this morning either. we, past couple weeks or 3 weeks since last met, we had a couple weather events, just as Brian had talked about, but we had the fog, which created some issues on the interstate, had a couple of vehicles going the wrong way, and a report of a golf cart by Elkton on the road. But nobody got hurt. And then on Christmas Day, we had our snow event, or our ice event, and the county stayed good. We didn't have any issues other than a power line went down and a tree went across the road, and the county came out right away and got that. Otherwise, most of it was on the interstate. There's 3 troopers working Christmas, and they stayed busy with slide-ins. Other than that, we got 56 in jail today. What I handed out today, since I didn't have my 2-week report for you this morning, is this is a sheriff's management study that all the sheriffs put in, and there's 66 of us, and it looks like there was only 40 this time to put this in. I always like to kind of compare myself with some of the other counties that are equivalent to our size. Normally, Watertown is in here, but Connington County didn't participate in this survey. So it's actually a lot of this information here is 2022 statistics. So the statistics with the jail, a lot of it is still with the old jail and a partial of the new jail. So what's good about this survey for you commissioners, if you want to look at it sometime when you're bored, is that it just compares, it talks about benefits, salaries, just a lot of comparison to see where we're at with other counties and stuff. So it's good information. It talks about turnover with departments and age of officers, and just got a lot of information in it. So it's good to compare, kind of see where we're at with other agencies, what they charge for jail and things. A lot of the jails are going to go up to 110 for the coming year. Most of my contracts are due in February, March. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet to move ours up to 110. I want to see what Connington County is going to do and a couple of the other ones. But anyway, if you have any questions?
I guess that was my question, if you noted anything that you'd like to change or anything after looking at these other counties.
I could use a couple more deputies. No, not really. I think we're pretty competitive, or not competitive, but I think we're really competitive in the salary side. You helped us out the last few years, and I think that, of course, benefits and those things is that we are in the upper end on benefits too, I think. So at this point, no. Brown County has more staff than I have as far as, deputy-wise. Of course, Lincoln County does, but they cover, they're probably the 3rd largest city now, or county right now is Lincoln. So, but otherwise, no, I'm pretty happy where we sit. And if you go through this, I think we're pretty comparable as far as, equipment and things like that. So, no, I'm pretty pleased, so.
Any other questions, Sheriff? Thank you.
Thanks.
Morning. We'll go through some of our preliminary assessment numbers here. I'll remind you that for assessment are due to Department of Revenue on January 1. I got those sent out last week, Thursday, the 28th. Long story short for you guys, so I don't bore you. 2023, our beginning median, when comparing our current assessments or the year prior's assessments to that current year's sales, was just over 75%. We did all our market study and adjustments, ended at just about 87% on the median. For 2024, we started 1 point higher. We started just over 76% comparing our 23 assessments to our 400 good sales, our arm's length transactions. Studied all those neighborhoods individually, comparing apples to apples, made adjustments where needed. And our revised median or our ending median is just about 88%. So what that means for Brookings County is that the taxable factor for taxes due in 2025 will be about 1% less than it is currently for what's due in 2024. We'll go through these numbers more in depth at the County Board of Equalization in mid-April, but this is just a preliminary snapshot for you. The Department of Revenue field person will be in Brookings to audit us. They anticipate the middle of this month, so if there's any changes that need to be made at that time, they'll be slight, if any. So any questions on that assessment stuff? And then the last thing is, later in the agenda, we're transferring a vehicle from our fleet to the commission department for the janitorial staff, and I just wanted to let you know that the replacement vehicle is set to arrive around March 1st, so right before our busy season starts. Should be good timing. Thank you.
Bob?
Good morning.
Morning.
On Christmas Eve, the National Weather Service line, and after the webinar, I contacted the sheriff and the highway superintendent to let them know what the projected weather was coming in. December 26th, I went on the radio and discussed emergency management topics. I do appreciate the local radio station letting us on once a week to talk winter weather and then summer weather topics to try to keep our citizens updated on what they need to be doing. December 28th, Sioux Falls two-way came and they moved our radio antenna from the second floor down to the first floor so we can monitor our radio traffic now from our office. Yesterday, they had a dense fog advisory issued, and tonight we've got a planning and zoning meeting. There is a joint jurisdiction planning meeting prior to the county planning meeting. And yesterday, the Office of Homeland Security for the state of South Dakota opened up their 2024 State Homeland Security Grant funding. It's open now, and it closes on February 15th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. People, they have to apply through the state of South Dakota, Office of Homeland Security. All the applications get turned into the Homeland Security Office, and then the county, me and the sheriff, we have to attend a meeting in March to recommend which ones get passed and which ones don't. So, but anything that they apply for, there's no guarantee that the that the grant's gonna be issued, number one. Number two, it has to have a nexus to Homeland Security, and they've got a whole long laundry list. And if someone out in the public works for a governmental type institution and you feel you need a copy of the Homeland Security grant funding, just email me and I'll be more than happy to send it out to you. Any questions?
Questions, Bob?
Thank you.
Our finance office report, Lori had a handout for us. If there's any questions or discussion on the report? Hearing none, move on to regular business. Item 9A, action to approve resolution number 24-01, a resolution setting pay for election officials in 2024.
I would like to amend this resolution. I did hand out a separate resolution this morning. As you can see on the original one that was in the packet, there would be an addition to add post-election audit officials, which is something new for 2024, at a rate of $14 per hour. That would be the only change to this, is to add that post-election audit officials at $14 per hour. Finance officer Lori Schultz and I had visited about this last week, and she is comfortable with that as well and recommended that approval as well.
I'll make a motion to approve adding the post-election audit officials at $14 per hour.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to add. Will that be added to this resolution?
Yeah, motion is to approve the resolution with the addition.
Okay. Commissioner Bartley made a motion, and Mr. Hostler seconded that. I'll, call the roll, please.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
motion carries.
Item B, action approved resolution number 24-02, a resolution setting vote center locations for countywide elections.
So moved. Second.
I think that's kind of addresses Lori's handout this morning. Is there any comments or discussion on this item?
Well, I think, obviously we need to change the Aurora Fire Hall because the previous building is no longer in existence because it's torn down, so that makes sense. I think one of the changes is the Bethel Baptist, one, and, I'd like to see how this works too. And the fact is, I'd like to see, if there's confusion or if there's not. Because, because you're a vote center, you can go anywhere, but you can go in two different areas in there. And so if it alleviates the pressure, which is the reasoning for Lori's doing that, because this place gets overwhelmed. There's lines, there's long lines. This allows to have two different areas to vote. That would be hopefully more convenient, smaller lines, and allow people to get through to make it as accessible as possible. So I think it's something we should give it a try, see how it goes, and hopefully it does exactly what Lori's intended it to. So
I did talk with Lori before she had to leave this morning. There will be an extra set of workers at this location, and I believe there is adequate equipment to handle it also.
Yes, that is correct. It will be treated as its own vote center. So as our voters walk in, they will have an opportunity to either take a right or take a left, but they will be greeted with one of our staff in the middle. So it'll be treated as its own vote center.
and basically based off of whatever line is shorter. If there's a line over here that's long, get them over here to get them in a
Correct.
shorter line. Correct.
Yes. Yep.
Any other comments? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Krogman,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
motion carries.
Item C, action approved resolution number 24-03, a resolution setting meeting pay and per diem rates for volunteer county boards for 2024. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments? Any changes or anything needed here, Stacy?
No, this is a routine annual resolution that we do each year.
Call the roll, please.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
motion carries.
Item D, action approve agreement number 24-01, a 3-year plan service agreement between Brookings County and Johnson Controls Incorporated for the courthouse and detention center. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve. Second.
A motion and a second. Comments?
This is to oversee the HVAC units at both the courthouse, that unit's relatively new, and then, of course, the sheriff's office and detention center with some new equipment there with the new jail as well. Marty and I have both discussed this and both recommend approving.
Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Bartley,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
motion carries.
Item E, action approve the Brookings Register, Volga Tribune, Tri-City Star, and the Elkton Record as the legal papers of Brookings County for 2024. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Comments?
Again, this is done annually.
Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item F, action to approve the official depositories for Brookings County funds and monies for 2024 as follows. Richland State Bank, Bank Star Financial, Citizen State Bank, First Bank and Trust of Brookings, Dakota Bank, First Interstate Bank, and Central Bank. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any comments?
And again, these were, I confirmed these with Finance Officer Lori Schultz.
Okay. Hearing no other comments, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item G, action to approve cell phone reimbursements for 2024. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments?
There's one correction on there. As noted earlier today with the approval of the cellular authorization for David Erickson, we need to remove Richard Heeb and replace that with David Erickson.
Okay. Any other comments, changes? Call the roll, please.
Hostler?
Aye.
Krogman?
Aye.
Vanderwall?
Aye.
Bartley?
Aye.
Jensen?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item H, approval of rural access infrastructure funding applications. Take each of these separately, I'm guessing. So the first one would be Eureka Township, Eureka Project 106-1203-0304. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
I went out
Comment?
and reviewed each of these structures, and one of the comments that I would have to make on that is I would like to see the original structure was 40 feet in length, and with the lay of the land out there, I would recommend that this be 46 feet in length. Same size of pipe, but just a little bit longer.
With that, Brian, has that been communicated to the township?
It was decided when I talked to Stacy about this last week that we would ask for your guys' approval, and then I would reach out to the township. We do not have our 2024 bid prices yet from Beetle County, but I'm assuming this would probably only be less than $1,000 for the pipe for that additional 6 feet.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on it? What's the reasoning behind it?
I'm just trying to help with the slopes on that. And, now that we're adding riprap at these sites, it helps it get a little farther away from the road to make it a little safer. We're talking 3 feet on each side. It's not a whole lot.
So the added cost would be,
Roughly $1,000, I'm guessing, just by the price of the pipe.
In which case, we still do the 80-20 split on that.
Correct.
And so the process, again, just reiterating these as we go through, who's going to put this in? Are we putting it in? They're putting it in?
They're putting it in with the attached estimate from the contractor. In this case, would be Hilltop Trucking.
Okay, and then they, when they put that in, who's going to pay the bill?
They will pay the bill and we reimburse them is how we've been doing it.
And then you'll inspect before reimbursement, make sure everything is done
Correct.
correctly?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page of how it's supposed to go here, I think. Make sure we're consistent with all of them. And make sure there's a pre-inspection and a post-inspection to make sure we're.
And I did go and look at each one of these sites.
Okay.
that's, you made a comment, pre-inspection. Did you meet with the contractor in the township when you do a pre?
Not in this case, I did not.
Is that something that we should do going forward?
I have in the past, but this year was a little tough they were still installing culverts as of a week and a half ago.
pictures of all those sites then, so that we have a before and
Yes, the before pictures were identified in the fall of 2022. The county did the complete inventory in the county. And that is the intention, is to, after each of these sites are completed, that we go out and do a full reinspection. And that is in the process now.
Any other questions? Call the roll, please.
Krogman,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
motion carries.
Item number B, Eureka Project 206-1403-0302. Do I have motion approved?
So moved. Second.
The comment I had on this one is they are proposing it is currently an 80-inch concrete culvert, which is obsolete. They don't make that size any longer. And they proposed a new structure of 96 inches. My recommendation would be that we match closer to the original size, which they do make, is 84 inch, which would be 7 feet. But the length and everything are good, so this might lower the price down on this one, because we're going from 96, which is 8 feet, down to 7 feet, which would be more conducive to what's currently there.
Have you conveyed that to the township?
I'm gonna reach out to each township upon approval.
Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
motion carries.
Item I, Oak Lake Township. Letter A, Oak Lake Project number 106-2749-0207. Do I have motion approved?
So moved.
Second.
Have motion and second. Comments?
No comments on this one.
Anybody? Call the roll, please.
Bartley,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
motion carries.
Item B, Oak Lake Project number 206-2682-0020. Do I have motion approved?
So move approval.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments?
This culvert by itself being 48 inches would not qualify, but as this is in a series of 5, the other 4 culverts are out there, are in good condition. They're just asking to replace the one. So in this instance, I feel one 48-inch culvert would qualify, as it is in a series of 5. They're all in the same location. It's just one culvert's bad out of the 5.
So if we make improvements on this one with riprap and different thing, is it going to change the effect of the other 4?
No.
Any improvements won't push
No.
everything? Okay.
No.
Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
motion carries.
Item 3, Oslo Township. Letter A, Oslo Project number 106-1143-2104. 06-1143-2105. Do I have a motion approved?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Comments?
Much of the same on these. They're on these particular sites, at both sites. They're 48-inch diameter. There's 2 culverts, so they do qualify. But much like I mentioned earlier, with the recommended extension and length, current culvert length is 36 feet, which basically the culverts, it's just a straight drop off right next to the road, so I would recommend that these be extended to 46 feet at each of these sites. It would be a lot safer. We don't have the drop off right next to the edge of the road.
Again, you'll convey that to the township and contractor.
Correct.
And so for our number 1, we're taking 2 48s and replacing them in the same area.
Yep. with
then-
the same size culvert, just a little bit longer.
Longer for both of those, okay.
Yep.
Comments? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Krogman?
Aye.
Vanderwall?
Aye.
Bartley?
Aye.
Hostler?
Aye.
Jensen?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B, Oslo Project Number 2, 06-0771-2301, 06-0770-2300. Do I have motion approved?
Move approval. Second.
Have motion and a second. Comments?
Same recommendation, going from 36 to 46 feet.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Vanderwall?
Aye.
Bartley?
Aye.
Hostler?
Aye.
Krogman?
Aye.
Jensen?
Aye.
Motion carries.
We do have a 9 o'clock. We'll break for that. I'd like to invite Todd Case forward. First District Association and Local Governments Annual Report.
Good morning.
Morning.
I apologize for my voice. It's about a fourth day of a cold. This is the best day in the last four, so that's a good thing. Good morning. Can I drive, or do you want to drive, Stacy, as far as the president? Okay. Good morning and Happy New Year. It's that time where I like to get out and talk to all of our county commissions that are members of the planning district, just to give you a little bit of an update of what's been happening within the region and the first planning district. And so I'm going to talk off two different documents. One is the color slides that you see up here, and then the other one in your packet should be a list of different activities that the first district has been working on over the course of the last year or so. But basically, for those of you that are familiar, and for those that are not, the first district is one of 6 regional planning and development districts located across the state of South Dakota. We have sister offices in Aberdeen, Sioux Falls, Yankton, Pierre, and Rapid City. We represent those 11 counties in northeastern South Dakota, from Roberts to Moody, over to Minor, and back up to Clark. We're not government, but we're creatures of government. We were created back in 1971 by then Governor Frank Farrar. And our purpose then still pretty much remains the same as it is today. We are there to provide technical assistance to local units of government to promote community and economic development activities within our region. Next slide, please. There you can just basically see some specific statistics about who we are and what it is that we do. Next slide. As far as how we are governed, we have a 35-member governing body, which is made up of 3 county representatives from each county. Here currently, Mike Bartley is the county rep, and Mike is also the chair of our organization. We currently have a vacancy as the municipal rep here in Brookings County member for the county. We also have the chairman of the Flanders Santee Sioux and Sisseton Wahpeton are also members of our governing body. And they meet currently twice a year, full board meetings, where they provide the guidance as far as developing the budget and approving the work plan of the organization. We also have interim meetings in between those meetings with the executive board, addressing things that are currently pressing. The governing body also hires the executive director on an annual basis, which we just did in September. So far, knock on metal, wood, whatever, that we maintain that job for another year. Next slide, please. As far as how we are funded, every county and every municipality with more than 100 individuals pays dues into our organization. And we use those dues, which is about 20% of our operating revenues, to match other federal and state grants, and we do some federal and state contract work, which is a little about 25% or so of our budget. But the vast majority of our fee streams are coming into those fee-for-service works, where we're able to provide technical assistance to our members at rates less than you would find in the private sector, and that's just due to the power of the collective of the organization. Next slide, please. One thing that's really kind of changed from the last time I was here, I think last year we had about 180 years worth of experience. We had about a turnover, like many other organizations, of about 20% in the last year. And so you can see that there's still some old dogs up there that are with the organization. I've been there, it'll be 31 years here in May. And but there's a lot of newbies. Alex and Kelly and Mason and Jessica all are going to be the future of the planning district moving forward. But I'm very confident in our staff and especially the new ones, since they're showing great promise. And like I said, the old dogs are just trying to teach a few new tricks to those newbies. So things are working well. Next, please. Again, most of you are aware, but we do a lot of applications, a lot of grant applications, a lot of loan applications for our memberships. If those projects are successful and they are funded by the state and federal entities, we then assist in that project administration, cutting as much red tape as we can, making sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And so when those audits come after the projects are done, you guys meet all those necessary steps that have to be accomplished. Planning and research, it's what I've cut most of my teeth on over the 30-odd years I've been working, and that's just working in land use planning, community planning, strategic planning, capital improvement planning, if it's a book report, what have you. We do that sort of research for our members. And we have some specific technical financial specialties within our office as well. Currently, we have 4 people that work solely in geographic information systems. It's really central to almost everything that we do in the office, from grant writing to planning and what have you. We maintain local, regional, and statewide databases that have a geographic component. And then our sister organization, the First District Development Company, is a certified SBA 504 certified development company, and they also maintain and manage many of the First District's revolving loan funds. We have a portfolio of loan programs that are available to private businesses where we partner with other lending institutions and take shared first or subordinated second positions on a variety of loans that help promote private economic development throughout the area. And then we're out there schlepping the different state and federal programs and trying to keep everybody up to date with what's going on and what's available to our members. Next slide, please. As far as what's your return on investment, what's your bang for your buck, everything that we do, I've always have a hard time trying to say, well, my planning is really, really good, and this is what your dollar worth of investment is getting back on that planning. But lots of times what we'll end up doing is just showing you the different grant and loan programs and federal and state dollars that have been able to come into the region and the counties specifically. It's not that we know, we don't have these dollars in the closet at the office, but we know where those closets are, and we know sometimes the secret code to knock on that door, and we just work as that conduit between those counties and cities that are making investments for their own good, and we just try to facilitate that process. But last year, we did about $81.9 million in grant and loan projects, applications that were funded, of which almost $20 million came in grants to our members. So for every dollar's worth of dues last year, that was about a $64.44 return on investment. Since I've been the director in 2008, we've been averaging about $65 for every dollar's worth of dues, and a little over $260 million worth of grants have piled into the district over the course of the last 15 years or so. Next slide, please. In Brookings County, we worked with our members, helping them procure $43.9 million in grants and loans. A lot of loans because there's only about $2.5 million in grants that came in, but that's still a nice chunk of change that came into the county. About a $37.50 return on investment. Here in Brookings County, we've been averaging a little over $66.76. That's just a little bit inflated if you take a look at what happened in fiscal year 22 with all the ARPA dollars. That was a $480 return that came into the county last year. Excuse me. Any questions just on what we do as an organization, activities, some of those initial returns? Specifically, I'm going to talk off of this white page with some highlights on it for just a minute. In Brookings County, specifically working with the county, We do maintain some GIS databases for the state that can be used by the county. We also, Luke Muller in our office, many of you are familiar with, spends quite a bit of time working with the Planning Commission and working with Dan and everyone regarding some of the projects as far as the joint jurisdictional ordinance. We've also been working with the county for at least 5 or 6 years on updating the county zoning regulations. My understanding that's ball's about ready or has gone over the end zone here. Last year in 2022, we wrote a grant application for the county for an update to the pre-disaster mitigation plan. That was just recently, I think in October, funded, and we'll be working with Bob and his staff to update that pre-disaster mitigation plan. That's really an important plan to have the county adopt every 5 years. It takes us about 8-9 months to develop that plan, but what that does is it identifies projects and makes eligible, excuse me, those types of programs for burial of power lines or storm shelters or what have you to become eligible for federal funding. And then I think the big news that happened just recently was that Brookings County received a little over $1 million to help out with the mental health facility here in the city of Brookings on that project. And that's a community development block grant that we worked with the city and the county on, and was just recently awarded here. And that's going to be a really good project. And then you'll see throughout that list that there's a litany of different projects that are going on in many communities here in Brookings County. A lot of grant administration projects going on because many water and sewer projects were funded in 2022. Excuse me. Any questions? Again, I would like to just thank Brookings County and the municipalities in Brookings for the support that we've received from you over 50 plus years and my 30 plus years in working with Brookings County. Your support has always been wonderful. We try to be as responsive as we can to the needs of our members here in Brookings County.
Todd, or comment?
The only comment I guess I would make, Todd, is our application for Brookings Behavioral Health and Wellness. You know, you had 2 new staff members. We had this application went in with 2 new staff members, and a lot of questions back and forth. But through the diligent help of Todd, and I think Greg came back and helped a little bit with questions. These 2 people jumped on that project, did an exemplary job of getting everything done on time and in with everything in its proper order. Kind of a learning process for me, a learning process for behavioral health to try and anticipate all the needs that is required for those grants. So I appreciate again the work that your staff did to get that award. It was much appreciated.
Thank you. I was very proud of those 2 that came in, and we were actually quite fortunate. We submitted 2 CDBGs, one for with their Boys and Girls Club, and they both were successful in doing that. Plus, we a CDBG to replace the fire station in Lake Norton that burned down. So, Alex and Mason, it's been a baptism by fire for them, and they've done really well. And now we just got to keep them, right? So, thank you.
Thanks, Todd, for coming. I appreciate you coming in. You know, I know your time, you're busy, you got a lot of stuff going on, but we appreciate you taking the time, give us that update every year, and it's always good to see the numbers. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'd also like to thank you on behalf of the small communities too that you assist. I'm sure some of these projects probably wouldn't get done if you weren't assisting them. So
Thank you.
really appreciate that.
Thank you. Y'all have a very good new year, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you around. Thank you much.
Thanks, Don.
Get back to our RAFE funding. Item 4, Preston Township. Letter A, Preston Project number 106 -0965-0607. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move to approve. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Comments?
No comments on the Preston.
This one's pretty straightforward.
Educate me once here. This is the spendiest project of the ones we listed here.
In this particular project, I did meet with the township and the contractor, out there. This is a box culvert. And, this one's gonna be contingent upon whether or not, they can get that box built to be installed this coming fall. But, it is a pretty extensive project. There'll be some crane work involved, to get that lowered down into the hole. But, with any hopes, they can get that ordered and put in yet this year.
This is a township project, but with the county being involved, we don't have to worry about the bid limit or anything since this is over 100,000.
I'm not sure on how that would go. Aside from they can buy the box culvert, and I'm not sure if that price would be, offset from that. I'd have to find out with legislative audit, but you do prove a good point, to that. But yeah, the township would have to advertise for the bids because the work would be with the township.
I think that's a good point. We better figure that out before we approve this one. See if that's the process we have to go.
I think you can still approve it. I think go ahead and approve the project, and then if it does need to be bid, we can work with the township to make sure that that happens. But I think you go ahead and approve the project.
Can we approve it contingent upon our findings of?
I think so, because it seems like we're approving the bids here too, so.
We're not approving, no, we're not
Bids.
approving
We're
the
just
bids, we're
approving the
approving the
amounts.
project.
Okay.
These are just cost estimates.
Okay.
Did they have more than one cost estimate?
No.
So we comfortable with approving the cost estimate to move forward?
Approve the project.
No further comments. Call the roll, please.
Bartley?
Aye.
Hostler?
Aye.
Krogman?
Aye.
Vanderwall?
Aye.
Jensen?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 5, Volga Township. Letter A, Volga Project Number 1, 06-0895-1562, 06-0896-1561. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Comments?
Much like I mentioned before on the previous, ones, that these would be replaced with like diameter, but I recommend the length be extended, from 36 feet, which is the current condition, to 46 feet, just to add that little bit of a buffer zone.
Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Hostler?
Aye.
Krogman?
Aye.
Vanderwall?
Aye.
Bartley?
Aye.
Jensen?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Volga Township, Volga Project Number 2, 06-0800-1607, 06-0800-1606. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second.
Same, they're currently 48-inch diameter pipe by 40 feet long. I recommend that they be replaced with 48-inch by 46 feet long.
Comments? Hearing none, call roll, please.
Krogman?
Aye.
Vanderwall?
Aye.
Bartley?
Aye.
Hostler?
Aye.
Jensen?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C, Volga Project Number 3, 06-1037-1404. By motion approved.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Comments?
Same thing. Currently 48-inch diameter culverts, at 40 feet long. I recommend they be replaced with 48-inch diameter, 46 feet culverts.
Comments? Call the roll, please.
Vanderwall,
Aye.
Bartley,
Aye.
Hostler,
Aye.
Krogman,
Aye.
Jensen,
Aye.
motion carries.
Moving on,
Quick-
number,
quick-
Just one quick
quick question.
update too. I handed out kind of an updated list this morning of these projects and kind of where we're at. So this is, 2024 is the second year that we'd be dispersing rural access infrastructure funds. In 2023, the total is, that we paid out was $448,672.48. That's a little different than this estimated, because at the time that I had to get this ready for the packet, I didn't have all the bills in, and now I do. So 448, 672.48 is the total. And then I also discovered that we did receive some additional funding last year to go into this RAFE project, into this program of $563,633.21. So another just over $500,000 towards this. So after these are approved and after, from what we've paid out last year for 2023, moving forward into 2025, we have just over $861,000 left to approve or distribute if and when we get those additional applications again for 2025. I believe we will be getting additional funding again this year, about that same amount, so about, a little over 500,000 is what I'm guessing we'll get again in 2024 from the state to put towards this program. So just wanted to give you an update on those numbers.
Do we have a deadline? This whole program has to be done by a certain amount of time, or?
So not specifically, I don't think the state has said this is your end date on it, but I've also heard that, if these funds aren't getting used, they might reallocate them for something else. So they're going to look at statewide. I think Brookings County is doing a good job. I'm not sure that there are other, counties that are getting as many applications as we are. I don't know what that looks like, but if I hear anything from the state on that, I can let you know. But
Because it seemed like, we had about a 2-year window here for townships to be approved based off of the requirements of the state. And then, so a lot of them needed to do a few things to be eligible for this project. It seems like a lot of them have, but now it seems like we're getting more additional funding, so that 2-year type of window's kind of gone out the window as long as we're spending it.
as long as we're spending it, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if we should give maybe this little note out to the rest of the townships of what we've spent and what townships have spent, the funding that we have and the original balance for 2025 to make sure that they know that they can continue to work on projects.
We do communicate with the townships, the deadline for 2025, the first deadline for 2025 will be the end of August. And so typically in June, I get information out to the townships with instructions on, the deadlines and how the paperwork and what they need to do to apply for these. So I do as much reaching out as I possibly can on it, so.
When's our meeting that we have?
I was just gonna go over that.
Yeah.
I believe they moved that up to February, the Townsend Township
I think
meeting.
it's the end of February.
And
Hit that pretty hard there.
hit that hard. Like to have a review of the qualifications and the deadlines at that meeting. And also, hopefully maybe we can move that to the morning session.
It's the 29th of February, the township meeting.
We can have,
Talk to me. Doesn't Misty put that together, or?
Misty puts it together. I don't know if we get Brian on there. I don't know if LTAP want them involved or not, or if you can handle it, you and Stacy, to get the word out, so, gotta get townships involved with this.
This is a huge opportunity for townships to make some major improvements. And we need to keep that in front of those township people.
Just a quick question to Brian. We have that inventory we did in 2022. As we complete these projects, is that a fluid document where we submit it with these improved culverts?
Yeah,
So we have
that is the intention, is to update the state database.
that
and-
updates ours, it updates the state. So
Correct,
yeah, we'd want to keep a record of this, I think.
yes.
I don't know how in depth you want to go with the presentation, but I don't know, townships are looking at that. If they have a high priority culvert, they probably should be looking at if a guy can note that or not in their handouts. But just to keep them informed, I guess. Any other comments on that? Okay, moving on. Action to approve and request to fill vacancy for a full-time male correctional officer in the sheriff's office. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
A motion second. Any comments, Sheriff? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item J, action to transfer the equalization suburban asset number 79015 to county building and maintenance. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move approval?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any comments? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item number K, action to approve board appointments for 2024. I think we go through these and approve them at the conclusion. I think we'll just start and go down through the list. If there's something here you'd like changed, I guess we'll note it at that time. We'll discuss. Would like to take over. We start with 4-H Promotion Expansion Committee. Commissioner Vanderwall.
Did that go away?
Wait a minute, that's right.
I think that went away.
Promotions. Next on the list is BCYC Advisory Board monthly.
Continue with that.
I can also stay on there as second. Brookings Beta quarterly meetings. Commissioner Krogman will stay with that. Brookings County Regional Railroad Authority. I can also stay on that as well. Brookings Economic Development Corporation monthly. Mr. Barley.
And I can stay as the alternate.
Okay. Brookings County Extension Board quarterly. Is anybody interested there? I can stay on there. Domestic Abuse Shelter.
I can stay there unless somebody else.
Brookings Behavioral Health and Wellness Board.
I'll stay there since we're in the middle of a project.
Okay, Commissioner Barley. East Central Regional Communications Council. I will move up to that, correct?
Yep. And Vanderwall.
And Kelly will be the vice chair of that. First District Association of Local Governments quarterly.
Guess since I'm chairman, I'll probably stay there for another year.
Okay.
That would be good.
Growth Partnership Board quarterly.
Yeah, I can stay.
Hospital Board,
Sure.
Housing and Redevelopment Commission quarterly,
Sure.
I-29 Interchange Overpass Committee. I don't think we need that anymore. Interlakes Community Action. Detention Center Expansion and Remodel Project.
Pretty much gone.
We're done with both of those.
Job well done, gentlemen.
Joint Powers Board.
I can stay with that.
Okay with that, Mr. Vanderbilt? Intergovernmental Meeting Group quarterly. I can stay on there. Commissioner Bartley will stay also. Local Emergency Planning Committee. Planning and Zoning Board member, Commissioner Bartley. Alternate. Okay. Public Affairs Committee.
Yeah, I can stay there. It's been kind of put on kind of a hiatus, but I think they're gonna bring it back.
Weed and Pest Board member. Youth and Family Services Advisory Board,
I can,
JDC.
I can stay there.
Okay. Juvenile Detention Alternates Initiative quarterly.
We haven't had anything for either of those this last year.
Well, and
Okay, yeah, I'll stay there.
Madera Township Drainage, I'll stay on there. Samara Avenue Project,
I think we had Hostler noted. I think Kelly's kind of been doing that, so we could switch that to Jensen and Vanderwall, if that's okay.
yep, that's fine. 214th Street Project, I'll stay on there. Okay. Dave Erickson is county coroner. Sheriff Stanwyck is the deputy county coroner. Note all deputies as deputy county coroners also. And Mr. Gusted as highway superintendent, 2-year appointment. Okay, we'll move on to department liaisons. BCOAC. I'm good with that. Community Health, WIC. Okay. Emergency Management. Yep. Chair, I'll do that. Equalization, Bartley. Extension, I'll do that. Finance Office.
Sure.
Highway, Commissioner Bartley. Register of Deeds.
Sure.
Sheriff Detention Center. I'll continue there. State's Attorney Courthouse and Human Services.
I'll continue with that.
Weed and Pests, Commissioner Vanderwall.
Yes.
And Zoning and Drainage, Commissioner Bartley. Only notable changes are where the chair moved into positions. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carried. Item number 10, Commission Department Directors Report.
I really don't have too much. Volga Fire Department County Feed. That's next Monday, the 8th, 5:30, over at the fire hall over in Volga. Other than that, just the other upcoming dates that you see there. Brookings SDSU Day at the Capitol is January 17th. It's on a Wednesday. If you plan to attend, there's no cost to attend, but if you plan to ride the bus or buses that the chamber takes out there, I do need to know that. And I'd like a list of those who plan to attend so that the chamber knows to expect you, but you can drive yourself, obviously. So, do you know if you plan to attend and if you plan to ride the bus?
Did they change the bus schedule coming home till later? We always ended up leaving the reception. Last year, I think we stayed a little longer, got a ride home with the mayor, but it always seems that that's a problem with the bus leaving
I don't know.
the reception.
I guess. I'm
There
not
was
sure.
conversation about the bus staying an extra hour or something, which made sense, but we haven't heard that. Okay.
No, I don't know.
We haven't.
Okay.
I can look into the bus schedule and see if it's online at the chamber's website or something.
Anybody going? Kelly's going?
Planning on it.
Do you want to take the bus if it stays a little bit later for the social, or do you plan to drive separate, or?
To be determined.
To be determined? Okay,
Let us know.
If I go, I won't take the bus.
okay.
There's somewhat of a schedule, isn't there, that
Yeah,
is that?
Yeah, I don't think it's been sent out yet. I think they were trying to get a number for
Yeah.
those that were gonna ride the bus before they settled on a definitive agenda. I think prior years, didn't we drive the county car out there one year? But,
I have.
yeah.
Kelly, do you know if you plan to go? Yeah, you do. I will see if I can get some answers from the chamber or reach out to Kelsey and see if, and then send out an email and get back to you. But as long as I know you all plan to attend, that works. Other than that, the only thing that did come up, February 29th, the Towns and Township meeting out at the BCOAC starts at 10 o'clock on February 29th. That's a little bit further out there than I have on my notices, but you can get that on your calendars. Other than that, that's all I've got.
State's Attorney's report. Commissioner Vanderwall.
Thank you. On December 19th, I attended the mayor's dinner intergovernmental meeting. On December 20th, fire departments, and toured the Deer Creek station. Very, very interesting. And that's all for my report. Thank you.
Commissioner Bartley.
Pretty quiet. I have nothing to report.
Mr. Hostler.
On the 20th, I attended the BEDC meeting. We got updates from the city about the upcoming election for the out on the east side of the interstate. On the 21st, I was able to judge the Christmas decorations here at the county building. It was a pretty tight race between the finance and state's attorney, but state's attorney's office ended up pulling it out for the win. And on the 28th, I attended the Domestic Abuse Shelter Board.
Thank you. Mr. Krogman.
Everybody, and wish everybody prosperous.
Okay. On the 19th, I also attended school officials and utilities, gave us a brief update on what's going on with the schools and the utilities around town, and road projects that have been completed. On the 20th, met with highway superintendent to look over a culvert project, and that's all I have to report. Moving on to item number 13. In accordance with South Dakota Codified Law 125-2, parentheses 1, personnel. Do I have a motion to enter an executive session?
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Motion carries.